Okay, last video for the night. And I did end up bringing 2 new cages in to put the diamonds in. Ideally, they should have 1 cage per pair, or 1 pair per cage. And the cages should be bigger than this. Diamonds are not bred to be confinement tolerant. They haven't been in captivity long enough, and they're not domesticated. We're on our way to domesticating them because they can lay eggs at about 6 weeks old. So their generations go super fast compared to pigeons and ringnecks who take 6 months to sexually mature. But yeah, this is utterly inadequate for these, but it is the best I've got. I've got them separated out 4 to an enclosure, but like I said earlier, even 2 to an enclosure this size is not near enough space. So these little guys really need to go somewhere safe. And I hope they aren't stuck making do with here for very long. Oh, I know, I heard somebody woo. I heard somebody make the little choo-choo sound. So we've got, as far as I know, these 3 cages have 2 boys and 2 girls in them. And the other 3 have a boy and 3 girls. But these poor little birds are stressed out of their minds. They're scared out of their minds. They're really not tractable. Like, you can't pick these up and hold them. They are liable to have a heart attack in your hand. And because I had to move them around, they are now incredibly stressed out. And because the pigeons are moving, they've just moved across the state, they travel best completely in the dark. I don't think their dad knew that. They were his ex-wife's, and she didn't want them anymore. And him moving, he had no place to put them. So, for the moment, the little guys are just stuck. We have a couple of interested parties, but I don't know how many, if any of these are travel safe. Any that are going to travel by post, I'm going to give a very long recovery period to and evaluate them. These are the 4 in the worst condition. These are 2 sad, beat up old men and 2 sad, unwell old ladies. And there is 1 stressed out old man in here, 1 very young man, and 2 ladies. And here there are 1 young man and 1 much younger man. 1 young man down here who, well, you can see him freaked out and upset. He's a tired little guy. We have the youngest over here because these 2 cages are going to get the most pigeon attention and the most passing back and forth traffic because that's where the food and stuff are. So I needed the fittest who will probably acclimate the best to be over here. But this setup is not ideal by any stretch of the imagination. Please understand, this is absolutely an emergency setup. These poor little guys. I may have mentioned it in the previous video, but these are, only God knows how many generations of 1 pair of birds being allowed to breed repeatedly and none of the babies being moved. I don't know why you would just let a cage fill up with diamond doves. I mean, I understand liking them and not being sure about how to rehome them to make sure they'd be okay, but like, still, there were 24 diamonds in one cage that was about the combined area of these 4 enclosures. So this is them with more space than they've ever seen in their lives. I hate that this is what they're stuck with. And I'm not kidding when I say I'm just not set up for these. They deserve better than this. I'm just kind of at a loss for words. Tandy, did you get tangled with my ponytail? You did. Well, now that they're here, I'll do the best I can for them. There's interest from a couple places in them. Oh, I know, I hear you, Tandy. But I can't guarantee that those places are actually set up for these. So they may be stuck here a hot minute in these temporary hospital enclosures. Here's hoping that I can find some people who either are currently or are willing to become diamond savvy to take them. In the meantime, I'll take the best care of them that I'm able. Poor sweet little guys. No. Poor, nervous, sweet little guys. We'll find you somewhere safe to go.